everybody. Welcome to the show. This is AJ and you are on The Music Scene. Today on The Music Scene we've got two amazing guests for you. Matthew Barker and Pete O'Brien will be joining me. And here with me now is Matthew Barker. Hello, Matthew.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. So pleased you could make it.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Now, you have had a pretty cool music career up until now. You've been on the main stage at the Byron Bay Blues Festival. You've supported Busby Marou, Ash Grunwald, all that sort of thing. That's pretty cool. Can you tell us where your passion for music first began?
I think, like most musicians, our passion starts very early. You know, I remember, same as most people, singing in the car, singing in the shower, all that sort of stuff. I started playing music when I was in primary school. That carried on through high school and then university as well. Yeah. I graduated university with a Bachelor of Music from majoring in the saxophone. And from then I started teaching myself guitar and just sort of went from there.
Went from there. And we had your band member, Pete Knight, on the show a few weeks ago. So that was, he described being on stage with the band, with the Black Snow Band, as one of his favourite times of all. So is that, you've got the same feeling there?
Oh, definitely. Peter Knight's kind of my mentor. He's always been somebody that I go to for advice. He's the reason I managed to finish my first EP and start writing my own songs. So yeah, he's my mentor. Yeah. So to be on stage with him is great. It's good fun. Yeah, and the other boys too. It's very rare to find band members that actually listen to you and work together. And you can tell we're having fun because we got smiles on our faces the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I could tell that I was with you were playing at the Waves the other weekend, and I was certainly up on the dance floor enjoying those tunes. So you describe yourself as a performer and a singer-songwriter. You're also an author?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, I am. Just children's books. It's a little side project, which is great fun. Especially I've got three little kids, so for them to be able to take the finished product to school and share it with their friends is great.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to say my dad wrote that. Yeah. I would imagine that would be very cool. Which of those hats do you think fits better? Is there one that you prefer, or is it all?
It's different now. You know, we all go through different stages. Music for me was my career, my livelihood for about 15 years. Recently I've just finished my second bachelor's degree and now I'm a full-time primary school teacher. And I love writing children's books. It's great fun. Music was a hobby which turned into a career, which sort of lost that spark a little bit. So now that I'm not relying on it so much, I'm starting to find that passion again. Yeah. So yeah, it's different. You know, I like the different hats. I like to be creative. I like to do different things. So yeah, I'm just jump between.
Yeah, and that's so good that you've got that flexibility, and it just keeps you motivated, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Keeps you busy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, can you tell us, do you have any music plans for the future? Do you have any projects coming up?
Brendan Egan and myself have been talking about collaborating for a few years now. He's almost finished building his studio, so we are looking at doing some stuff soon, hopefully. I have a few songs in my book which need to be recorded, so yeah, I'm sure there will be something soon when I can find the time.
Yeah, exactly. I think everyone's a little bit time poor at the moment. Well, I hope that perhaps maybe yourself and Brendan will come on the show into the future when that project gets off the ground. We'd love to be involved with that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, you have released 6 EPs, is that correct? Of your own music?
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty. I think that's pretty cool. Can you tell me, tell us a little bit about that process and what it's like to put your own music out there and sort of share it with the world?
It was always a dream for me to write my own stuff. Ever since I first started playing music, that's what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to write and record my own stuff. And I got to work with some other bands as well. You mentioned Blues Fest before. That was with a band that I played saxophone in when I moved to Brisbane. I joined that band, and that was a career highlight. But it's just the whole creative space. You start with nothing. You just let all your emotions and feelings come out. You get it down, you record it, and then all of a sudden you got a physical copy, And as my friend Pete says, it's like a photograph in time. You look back at these and you're like, oh, I can't believe I achieved that. You know,
Yeah.
so it's a great feeling.
Yeah, and what a great way to describe it as well, like a snippet in time, an emotion, a moment, that's so very cool. Will you play one of those songs for us now?
Yeah, definitely, I can do that.
Wonderful. What will you be playing for us?
This song's called How Do They Know?
Fantastic. Everybody, this is Matthew Barker with How Did They Know?
Those three words are now hidden under lock and key in the back of my heart. Not a night goes by that I don't wish upon a star, that we could go back to the start. But can I keep waiting for you to come back home? People say when you're not looking, then love will come along. So don't lose your way. So don't lose your way. But how do they know? Now everyone has a story, a tale they need to tell of a time when they were lost. You give your all to someone, in faith you won't get hurt. The sacrifice comes at a cost. But can I keep waiting for you to come back home? When people say you're not looking, that love will come along. So don't lose your way. So don't lose your way. But how do they know? How do they know? I'll keep searching for the light. I'm hoping that time will make things right. Will I hold you in my arms again? And can I keep waiting for you to come back home? When people say that you're not looking, then love will come along. So don't lose your way. And don't lose your way. And don't lose your way. And don't lose your way. But how do they know?
Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's actually a really pretty song. I love that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can you tell our audiences where they can get some more information about yourself, your Black Snow Band, also your solo stuff?
It's basically pretty much all on Facebook now. Just Facebook. Matthew Barker Music.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Yeah, and don't forget you can also check out where Matthew's playing next on the Bundy Gig Guide as well. So don't make sure you get onto that Facebook page as well. It's a little bit cheeky of me, and I do this every time, but I do see you still do have your guitar with
yeah.
you. Would you give us another song?
Yeah, sure. I can give you one more.
Wonderful. And what song will you be playing?
This song's called Falling, and it's kind of a tribute to one of my favourite bands, which is Dave Matthews Band.
Excellent. Well, please take it away.
Thank you. simple kind of smile, the kind that turns the world from black and white into a technicolored rainbow. It's not just a flicker in the mind. This silhouette you're leaving has me thinking that the world has stopped spinning around, but baby, I'm so dizzy and I'm so dizzy. I feel like my head's about to explode. It's not a question of why. It's not a question of whether this is wrong or right. Just catch me when I fall, catch me when I fall. I've been falling for you. Catch me when I fall, catch me when I fall. I've been falling for you. I dreamt that I could fly over mountains, over trees, across the ocean, but then you came in like a storm. You took the wind from my sails, sent me crashing to the ocean floor. It's not a question of why. It's not a question of whether this is wrong or right. Just catch me when I fall, catch me when I fall. I've been falling for you. Catch me when I fall, catch me when I fall. I'm falling for you. Catch me when I fall, catch me when I fall. Falling for you. Catch me when I fall, catch me when I fall. I'm falling, falling for you. Falling, I'm falling for you.
Thank you so much. That was Falling by Matthew Barker. Matthew, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. It's just been a real pleasure. I hope to have yourself back on the show sometime soon with the new projects, hopefully, that will be coming forth. We've really enjoyed your music today.
Excellent. Well, thank you for having me.
Make sure you check out Matthew Barker on his Facebook page so you can see where he's going to be playing next. Coming up on the music scene, we've got Pete O'Brien. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the music scene, everybody. My next guest has been performing music, writing songs and doing all things musical from a very young age of just 10. It's really a great pleasure to welcome Pete O'Brien to the show. Pete, welcome to the show. So glad you could be here.
Oh, thank you. It's so cool to be here.
That's wonderful. Now, what a whirlwind you've been on in the past few months. You've got a new album out. You've been picked up by some recording labels in America. It's amazing. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on.
It's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. I've just released my 4th album, which was a labour of love. and in the meantime, yeah, I've been picked up by an American record label called Nine Lives Records.
That's so cool. Now your new album is called Wildfire. And the title track from the album is currently on Australian radio and American US stations as well. Tell us a little bit more about Wildfire and what that album's been for you.
It was an album which I made which was a bit different. because my main genre of music is country, but I like to fuse country with electronica, with blues, all different types of things. And with Wildfire, I really wanted to push that with this album. So it's very different. And yeah, it's been going really well. It was a project which I did for the last 2 years. Yeah, it's been going great.
Yeah, it's so good to see that you're getting that success as well. So Nine Lives Records, they are a label based in Kentucky.
Yes.
Is that right? So tell us what's that like working with these labels from across the ocean?
Late nights.
Yeah, I bet.
Late nights, early mornings.
I bet.
Because we have video calls and all that sorts of stuff, and check out what's happening.
Yeah.
They would like to keep an eye on what's going on here. It was amazing. I was talent scouted for Nine Lives. A friend of mine in Melbourne who is another musician, artist, he was signed to the label and they were looking for other people in Australia. And and he submitted my name and Nine Lives checked out stuff I was doing online and all these sorts of things. And they decided to offer me a contract. And it did take me 3 months to sign the contract because I wanted to make sure all the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted. So yes, I'm really happy where I am at the moment.
That's very cool. Now, Wildfire, as I said just earlier, is playing on our local stations, and you've also just released the video clip, which I understand has got a heap of set here in Bundy and got a heap of local Bundy cosplayers and all sorts of other stuff. Tell us about that process of filming that.
Yeah, well, I like to include, whenever I do something, I like to include a local community or a local something with it, because I think it's very, very important. And the guys from Crossplay were so cool. I asked them, I said, I've got this crazy idea to make this crazy film clip, and they all just jumped on board, and it was great. The film clip took one morning to do, which was really good. So it was quite quick. I got an ex model, the lady who plays Wildfire in the clip. She's an ex model and she's never ever done any acting before in her life, and it was a new experience for her. So and she was brilliant with it. It was just a great experience, and a little backstory on it. I had this car rolls up at the start of a film clip, and I had one of my good friends who was going to bring his car along for this, and I had a video conference with him on the Tuesday of the week, and on the Thursday I found out he'd passed away, and it was a major shock, and I didn't know what to do. I got in contact with some other friends who were friends with the original guy, and they said, look, I've got a 68 Mustang, it's here if you want to use it. So it was brilliant.
Oh my goodness.
And the car actually is the same colour as the guitarist guitar in the clip.
Of course, Jesse Bruce, yeah.
So it worked out really well.
Wow.
But things happen, and yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how things work out like that. Look, we would love to play that song for our viewers now. Yeah. So you said that the lady who was in the film clip plays Wildfire. So I take it Wildfire is about this fiery young lady then? Yes,
yeah. When I was promoting the clip for coming up, I had some people in the country, in the Australian country say to me that, mate, it should be bushfire, not wildfire. We have bushfires here, so they had no idea of what the actual concept was.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole song is about a woman that comes into your life and just takes everything like a wildfire.
Yeah, yeah. I think we've all had someone like that in our lives. Well, this is Pete O'Brien's Wildfire for you now.
way too soon. Dreams you rise higher and higher, filled with every desire. Here it comes again and again. I pass out from the heat within, uncontrolled amplifier, hot love supplier, wildfire. You spread your love and my desire, wildfire. Oh, oh, wildfire. You make my love, you take me higher, wildfire. Oh, oh, yeah. On and on, there you go. Where you stop, nobody knows. Filled up, full of sin. You'll never let anyone in. I need something to cool me down. My head is spinning around. Uncontrolled amplifier, hot love supplier, wildfire. You spread your love and my desire, wildfire. Oh, oh, wildfire. You burn my love, then you take me higher, wildfire. Oh, oh, you speak my love, you my desire, wildfire. Oh, oh, wildfire. You bring my love and you take me higher, wildfire. Oh, oh, wildfire. You speak my love and my desire, wildfire. Oh, oh, yeah, wildfire.
That was Wildfire by Pete O'Brien from his new album, Wildfire. Pete, I mentioned earlier that you've been performing since 10, I think was when you
Yeah.
first picked up your first guitar, but you've also released 4 studio albums. So you've obviously also been a songwriter for a very long time as well. And you mentioned that it's you always have that country music feel. And I remember telling you once that I'd never really been a huge country music fan, but after meeting you and spending time with you, that I started to, to flick the radio to the country stations, and it surprised me how much I really enjoyed it. What is it about country music that keeps drawing you back?
For me, it's the storytelling. Country music sort of branches out a lot these days. Like my music is more Keith Urban, Morven, Slim Dusty.
Yeah.
So it branches out a lot these days. But the one thing that always brings me back to country music is the storytelling. I love how you can get a whole story into 3.5 minutes. And some of those stories can make people laugh, cry, or just want to rip their hair out. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely the storytelling.
Yeah, fabulous. And along those lines, back in 2010, 2011, you wrote a song that was in aid of the devastating floods that were here in Bundaberg. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I wrote a song called We All Live in the Same Town. And what happened was I drove through our beautiful city and I saw people with their bags and their suitcases on top of their head wading through all this water, and it was just a culture shock for me. I've never seen floods like that in Bundaberg, and I've lived here all my life. And I just felt, these people are going to need something to when they start rebuilding. So that's why I wrote the song, and it really took off. I took a few photos around the place, put them into a cheap little video clip, and put it out there, and people were viewing it, and the views just went up. I think we had like 14,000 views in just a couple of days. And back in those days, that was a heap. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Some people got word of it from down south. And then the Premier's disaster fund was happening. So some people from the government sort of got into it, and next thing I knew, I was on a train going to the Sunshine Coast to record it in a professional studio. And then on the train ride down, we got to Gympie, and I had to come home because the train couldn't get through the water.
Oh no!
So it was amazing, and that's when I first met Peter Knight from Auslan Studios.
Yeah.
And Pete was so good, he said we can do this, we can do your vocal here, insert it into the music that they did down on Sunshine Coast. So that's what we did, and the song went out on radio. It was played all around Queensland. It was featured in a lot of shows all around the place. And it just grew and everything, and I raised a good lot of money, which I donated to the Salvation Army and to the Queensland, the Premier's Fund.
Yeah.
I was actually working in an auction house at the time, doing a 9-to-5 job, and I had people come in to me and say they'd come and thank me for writing a song, and I'd think like, why are you thanking me? And they said, you don't understand how much it means to us that other people have seen what we've went through and are willing to help because the song's out there, the awareness is out there in the community.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing. And Bundaberg and the Waibay region, we do have a really strong sense of community, even amongst our muso sort of circles. There's always someone who's willing to get together and really come together to help people who need it. And you also provide a lot of help personally to the young musicians around town. You've been involved in some bullying campaigns with some young musicians, and it's a real passion of yours. Tell us a little bit about that.
I've always believed in sharing down what you learn, and if I can help people, young people, sort of try and realise their dreams and go for their dreams. So many times young people will go, they'll have a go at something and then they'll go, oh no, it didn't work out, I'll just go and do something else.
Yeah.
But with a musician, you've got this passion that's burning inside you, and you can get really cut down when that passion, when there's things that happen in your life that you can't do that passion. So what I try and do is to guide them a little bit. I'll explain how the industry works, and it is a cutthroat industry. Let's face it, it is a cutthroat industry, but behind every musician, we all have that same passion and that same dream. So I just try and help them with different projects and stuff like that. Like I helped the 2 girls with the anti-bullying campaign, which was brilliant. They went on to do other things, and it was excellent for them. It got them through a lot of things. And with the anti-bullying campaign, we were going into schools, and the girls would get up and talk, in front of 1,000 kids.
Yeah.
And then on our social media, the girls would get messages back from these kids saying, thank you for talking at our school today,
Yeah.
because I don't know if I was going to be here tomorrow.
Wow.
So that's how, you know,
Yeah.
that's how crazy it can get.
Yeah, what an amazing thing to be a part of as well, to, you know, to have that a sense of accomplishment really, to be able to do those sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's an amazing platform for you to do that. You, talking about the music industry, you've got this amazing record deal with 9 Lives Records at the moment, but you've also recorded in Nashville. I believe it was your Strange Days album that you recorded there, is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't actually go over to Nashville.
Oh, okay.
The album was recorded in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, after my experience with Peter Knight from Auslan,
Yeah.
we actually did the same thing. They did all the recording in Nashville.
Yes.
And then I did the vocals here in Bundaberg.
Yeah.
And they were sent across.
Okay.
So we've got this beautiful thing called the internet.
Yes.
And so use it in all its glory for
Yeah.
good things.
Yeah.
And you can do those type of things.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it was acting. It was making a local business something for international business, which is what it's all about.
And how does that compare, doing it all yourself, like you've done recently for Wildfire? You know, do you feel like you lose a little bit of control when you're sort of sending takes overseas and that sort of thing, or is it the same but different?
Same but different. Yeah. With the stuff that goes overseas, it's more quicker.
Yeah.
More quicker. When you record something yourself, you've got the time to sit back and retake and work on it more. With Wildfire, I played 90% of the instruments myself, and I'm a very average musician, so it took times to do those things. So that was the beauty of having your own studio and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. Now, a fantastic song came out of Strange Days called Red Dress.
Yes.
That's right. We are going to play Red Dress for you now. So this is Pete O'Brien's song, Red Dress.
She's the one who wants to fly. Saturday at night, she's over getting high. She's gotta watch her step. Tonight she's close to red, so sweet, like apple pie. She's got a red dress on. Dress on. Oh, the boys in town, they're all gathering round. She don't care, she's letting her head down. Through all said and done, she's only out for fun. Take care, Susie Brown. She's got a red dress on. She loves that country song. She rocks all day and she rolls all night. Doesn't know where to belong. She's got a red dress on. She loves that country song. She rocks all day and she rolls all night. darkest night. She'll be alright, alright. She's got a red dress on. She loves that country song. She rocks all day and she rolls all night. Doesn't know where to belong. She got a red dress on. She loves that country song. She rocks all day and she rolls all night. She got a red dress. She's got a red dress. She's got a red dress on.
That was Red Dress by Pete O'Brien. Pete and Matthew, thank you so much for joining me here on the music scene today. It's been a real pleasure to listen to your music and hear a little bit about your stories and your music careers. Tell me, Pete, where can our viewers get more information about your music? Where can they buy your latest CD, Wildfire?
Okay, so all my music is available at peteobryanmusic.com and for all the hard copies and stuff on there. And you can get you can download it and stream it and do all those lovely things on all the online stores.
Fabulous. And I take it you've got all of the socials as well?
Yeah, Insta. I'm even on TikTok these days. So I'm doing live performances on TikTok, which is pretty
Fabulous.
cool. Facebook, Pete O'Brien Musician. Yeah.
Wonderful. And Matthew, you've got your Facebook page, Matthew Barker Music, that's correct?
That's correct. I'm not on TikTok, so you won't find me there.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. Well, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you again for joining us. That has been Matthew Barker and Pete O'Brien on the music scene this week. Make sure you tune in next time when I've got two new musicians to chat to and hear their music. And don't forget, if you are a muso and you'd like to be on the music scene, please email us at The Music Scene, and we look forward to seeing you next time.